and again, but rises and continues to fight. Just recently, the Winter Olympics was done. Many people were watching. Over there in Sochi and over here on their TV, they were cheering, they were criticizing and judging for themselves. The players, the athletes. But ultimately, it is the player, it is the athlete who gets the prize, not the critics. You know, I did not answer most of my critics, especially those who lie, who are misguided, and whose criticisms are outright ridiculous. I just went on and did what I know what God wanted me to do. And as I throw away the rind of the lemon and focus on pleasing God with my life, that has silenced the critics. And so I hope these 3 suggestions will be helpful to you in receiving and handling criticisms. But what if you are the one who criticizes? So I have also a suggestion for you when you criticize. Be careful how you give criticisms, because it can be devastating to many people. There are people who have committed suicide because of what somebody has said about them. For many others, their lives have been made miserable and distorted. Often, the lives, especially of young people who live in an atmosphere of criticism, are ruined. They never really amount to anything at all. So if we are giving criticism, we ought to consider the framework or the perspective when we give it. We can make a great deal of difference by getting the matter into the right perspective. Let me give you an example. A letter written by a college co-ed to her parents at home. Imagine if you are the parent and you receive this letter. Dear Mom and Dad, just thought I'd drop you a note to clue you in on my plans. I've fallen in love with a guy called Jim. He quit high school after grade 11 to get married. About a year ago, he got a divorce. We've been going steady for 2 months now and plan to get married in the fall. Until then, I've decided to move into his apartment. And I think I might be pregnant. At any rate, I dropped out of school last week. Although I'd like to finish college sometime in the future. See what the parents feel right now. On the next page of the letter, he continued, Mom and Dad, I just wanted to tell you that everything I've written so far in this letter is false. None of it is true. Oh, what a sigh. Oh. You can just hear the parents rejoicing because it's not true. And then she continued. But Mom and Dad, it is true that I got C in French and flunked my math. It is true that I'm going to need some more money for my tuition payments. What do you think? Do you think she got the money? I would say gladly, she got it. Because She laid down a perspective, a framework before saying what is true. Well, you don't have, this is probably a bad example relating to criticism, but it does show that framework things are put in make a great difference. Okay? And that is why when you're trying to criticize somebody, you have to prepare what you're going to say. The Bible says in Matthew chapter 7 verse 1, judge not that ye be not judged. Meaning, of course, that we should not be continually judging people. That this should not be a habit of our lives. The Bible also says that there are times when we need to bring faults to someone's attention. See? If you see somebody who is sinning, don't be quiet. Galatians 6:1 said, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault or in a sin, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So much criticism is destructive and not constructive. So if you do get a criticism, I hope you are not one of those who only sees the negative and amplifies it and forgets about the positive. Learn to speak nourishing words to others. I want to receive criticism as a sinner living within Jesus' mercy. So how can I give criticism in a way that expresses mercy to another? Proverbs 15 verse 1 says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. See? Accurate, balanced criticism, given mercifully, is the easiest to hear. And if I recognize that I naturally rebel against even accurate criticism, I will be motivated to be loving when I speak the truth to others. That's why the Bible says, speak the truth in love. See? Of course, we always want the truth. But when we speak the truth, we have to speak